Andrew McCART, IFL TV. I'm here in Bolton, delighted to be joined by Ricky Hatton, the legend himself. Ricky, before we talk anything boxing, right, I've just literally found out, I don't know if you can let me know, but this is news, but you're on Dancing with Ice. I mean, how's your footwork?
In January, yeah. My footwork's a lot better in the boxing ring than it is in the ice ring. That's dead certain. But I'm out of my comfort zone. I went on it, and just when I tell people that I'm going on it, the shock in the face, just like because when you think of Ricky Hatton, you don't think of elegance, grace, do you, or anything like that. But no, I went down. I went and spoke to him. He said, "Yeah, I'll go on it." And then I had one or two lessons, and I thought I might have bit off a bit more than I can chew here, because don't know if you've ever been on it. It is hard. You know what it's like just walking down to the paper shop on a frosty morning, don't you? When you've got your trainers on, stick a couple of blades on it. But no, but yeah, from where I started to where I am now, a real sense of achievement and really proud of myself. I'm not the best. Don't get me wrong, but I've surprised myself. Yeah.
Ricky, the same reason why I'm watching The Jungle right now is because Tony Bellew's on it. I've never watched The Jungle. I'm going to be watching with my wife, because my wife watches that all the time. So you gave me an excuse to watch Dancing.
As long as you don't vote for me, I'm not bothered. As long as you don't vote for me.
Listen, I'll put two. I'm going to.
I'm out the next week.
Listen, I'll put two. No. I'll keep you in. Don't worry. Listen, Ricky. Let's talk boxing. Obviously, you've got Chloe Watson and all the rest of them. Good card here in Manchester. You've got Big Nathan Gorman as well, but you've obviously got Chloe Watson. How's she looking in camp right now?
She's looked brilliant, to be honest with you. I think this opportunity has come along a bit quicker than maybe you would have expected. But it's an opportunity that I think she's capable of. It was for the vacant title. They put the opponent forward. And I thought, instantly, wow, I thought we can beat her. Needless to say, it's a hard fight. It doesn't need me to say that. It doesn't need me to tell Chloe that. We know it's a very hard fight. But I wouldn't have accepted it if I didn't think it was one she could win. And we've been together a few years now, and all the things. I don't know. It's because of the size of the opportunity she's got in front of her. It seems that everything we've worked on from day one just seems to all be falling into place at the right time. And I don't know if she's because of the opportunity she's listening a little bit more, but it seems like it's all been good at the right time. I think I speak for the rest of the team that we might have wanted another 8-rounder or maybe gone the English or beforehand and go that way, but sometimes when opportunities like this raise their head, you've got to take that opportunity, and I wouldn't accept it if I didn't think it was a good one for her.
The thing about women's boxing, although it's taken off right now and the women are putting on great fights and great shows, is that sometimes the pool of talent isn't quite there yet. I mean, there is girls who are talented, but maybe it's not as deep as the men's divisions. And that being said, somebody like Chloe Watson, the opportunity to become European champion in 6-7 fights, whatever it may be, you have to take it when it comes.
I tell you, yeah, absolutely. And it's very, when you're handling someone's career, you've got to make the right move at the right time. You know what I mean? They're putting their career in your hands. So it's so important, what you make the right moves at the right time. But she come out of the GB squad, you know what I mean? And if you come out of the GB squad, you've always got the fundamentals, haven't you? And everything like that. Where, as opposed to, no disrespect to someone that might come and just gone straight into the pro game. She's come out of the GB squad. She's moved, international boxing. And it showed from the first day she walked in the gym. I thought you could just see, she just stood out a little bit more than the usual crop, if that makes any sense. And what was more exciting for me as a coach, when I could go how much I could offer, to add to a game. To be honest with you, bearing in mind what she had in the first place, to add to a game, and it's all seems to have come out at the right time, and I think she's going to show it on Friday. When you think, it doesn't need me to, you don't even need to be a boxing expert to know that, to fight for a European title after 7 fights means you've got some talent. Yeah, you've got a hell of a talent on your hands there, and fingers crossed, no doubt she's going to do it. Yeah.
You mentioned only 7 professional fights, whatever it may be, headlining as well on Channel 5, first major title. You've been in the gym with you know what it's like fighting at the highest level, and the nerves and the anxiety with the ring walk. Have you seen any nerves, anxiety with Chloe leading up to this fight?
Not yet. I think as we get nearer, but I think it's having confidence and self-belief in yourself and your own ability, isn't it? You know what I mean? And I've told her, I said, you've got this, and it's a tough fight. You can win this, no problem. You've definitely got this in you. I've told her that she's got the potential to go all the way. and I don't sell vegetables on the market, do I? I do think I know something about the game. So when in me telling her that, you can tell, she the one thing that I have in my favour is that I've been there and done it, and if I'm telling her that, and she believes me, when we're in the corner, every day, she knows I'm there for her because I've been there and I've done it, and everything I tell her, it didn't do too bad for me. So, and she's putting it into practice now, and I'm really proud of her. She's such a great kid, dedicated, listens, and I think she's going right to the top. We're not, it's a tough fight on Friday night, but we ain't finished yet after Friday. You know what I mean? We've got bigger things we want to go for, and that's the ambition you've got to have. I had it, and so was she.
You spoke about, obviously, I'm looking forward to Chloe Watson because I've followed her career. I think I was at her debut and all the rest of it, so I'm looking forward to this fight on Friday night. But you spoke there about being there and done it. I want to go back, last month in Saudi Arabia with all the legends that were there. I mean, you were one of my heroes growing up, and the fact that you were there, and then Sugar Ray Leonard was there, and all the rest of them, Mike Tyson's were there. I mean, you've been there and done it, but there was guys that had been there and done it alongside you, all your peers. How was that like, having so many fighters of your generation and the past generation being in one sort of area in one time?
It was mad. I've met. There were so many there that I hadn't met, but I have met a few of them that were there along the way. But to have them all at once, and we went to the Sheikh. The Sheikh's house, kindly invited us there, and he went, all right, go in the living room or the lounge, you know what I mean? And it's like, wow, and you just walk in, just like walking in the local pub, like you walk in your local, you go, hey Steve, Si, Tom, Nige, how you doing, you know what I mean? And it was just like, hey Roberto, hey Evander, how you doing, Riddick, and it's hey Sugar. it was like, it was weird. And then you go in his dining room and you're having, having a meal together and that. It was surreal. I mean, you can't even put it to words, to be honest with you. So, and yeah, it looks like what the show that they put on with all the promoters working together. We've got Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren and all working together. Where they're normally rivals, and that's what boxing needs. In order for the big fights to be made, the promoters need to work together. They take that rivalry away. So I was made up for that in Saudi Arabia, because I think, in our sport, this social media where we're living in, I think the YouTuber side of boxing and all that stuff, that they can exist, but but they're overtaking our game because the big fights aren't being made. So to see all them promoters all on one table in Saudi Arabia made me, as a boxing fan, very happy.
Let's speak about December 23, where we're almost there. Like I said, we've waited, maybe the boxing world, especially me, my sort of media industry, we've waited 13 years for Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn to sit at the same table. We saw it at that press conference. We're waiting 6 years, the best part of 6 years, for Wilder and Joshua to be made. We're that close to fight on the same card. We're waiting 24 years for Undisputed as well. The heavyweight title's not been fought for 24 years. We're getting that in February, so it seems like we're almost getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, the day, what does it normally do? In boxing, money always talks. The reason why big fights aren't made, because one promoter wants the lion's share, or they want it on their TV channel, and I want it on my TV channel. You know what I mean? That's why the big fights don't happen. And they've got the money in Saudi. You know what I mean? They're putting it all together. Everything's massive in Saudi. The event. It was the ring walks was Eminem singing and laser beams and fireworks shows. They want the best, and if we want the best shows, and in doing that, it means that these three have got to work together, and we've got to give them, a few quid. That's what it seems. That's what it seems. It just made me very excited about boxing in general, because I don't blame any of your KSIs and I'm Team Fury. Tommy's good to see Tommy doing so well and everything like that. I think they both can exist, but as a boxing fan, when you see the big fights not being made, because not blaming the promoters solely, because too much of that going on, to see them all together on that table the other night, as a boxing fan, I think I speak for any boxing fan, that was a sight to behold for me.
Me too. Can I just say something? Obviously, you've been a coach, right, for however many years now, and you've had different trainers as a professional as well. One final one then, Ricky. Anthony Joshua's teamed up with Ben Davison. They've probably got 6 weeks to prepare and gel with each other. Is that enough time for somebody like Joshua to face a dangerous opponent in Otto Wallen?
Well, I think, he's experienced enough in the game now. AJ, Olympic gold medalist, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, you know what I mean? I think he'll be, I think the 6 weeks will be enough, but I think I think it'd be good for AJ. I speak very highly of Ben Davison, very, very knowledgeable. You know, seen him work with Tyson Fury in my gym when Tyson was training down at my gym all them years. I did Tyson's corner and against Wilder, didn't I? So to see Ben first hand, you know, he's very, very good, very experienced, and I think it would be a good move for AJ. I thought the last people in his corner when he fought USYK, and he had that bit of a meltdown where he grabbed the mic for 20 minutes, you know, and he chucked the belt out the ring, didn't he? And you could see he was having a bit of a moment there, AJ. Why didn't anyone grab him and go, come on AJ, let's get out the ring, son, let's get you back to the change rooms, let's all regroup. They just stood there and watched him, let him do it. That wouldn't happen with Ben. He's not only a good trainer, he's a good man. He'll have AJ's at as in, yeah.
Right, so one final one quickly. Tyson's fighting USYK on February, like I said there. Obviously your team Fury, like you said. Can you see anything other than a Tyson win?
No, I think it's not a foregone conclusion. I think Tyson will perform a little bit better, a little bit more, you know. And it's probably the fact that his last fight, he wasn't great. I think that will stand him in good stead, to be honest with you. He'll think, you know, it's fresh in the mind. Phew, I can't do that again, what I did, you know, took my eye off the ball, whatever. And I think he'll be better for it, and I think he'll win, yeah.
Okay, the press conference started. Thanks very much, mate. Thank you.